And to close, we asked Maia, Bret, and Erica to share any final advice they had for engineering leaders entering into this emerging and shifting world of hiring and recruiting.
I think the one last insight is that you are in control. Like, you are a leader, it's your team, it's your company. You have resources, you can always lobby for more. And success and successful hiring means, like, it has to be a team effort. Like, you pushing from the top, your recruiting team pushing from the bottom, and you really driving that thought around removing friction, moving faster, making it easier for people on your team to recommend people that are good, and making sure that everybody has a chance to contribute to the process is just super important. And yes, like, it's a hard market, but I think you as a leader are the person that needs to be responsible for making the environment where people are going to be spending 8 to 10 hours of their life every single day. And frankly, that's one of the main topics we try to get through to every founder that we work with. You may have just raised $10 million or whatever, but in a lot of ways, raising $10 million from an investor is different. And I might even say easier than having somebody give 3 or 4 years of their working life to your company. And so you really have to think heavily about, what are you offering? What are you asking people to give up? Like, what's the environment you're creating? And how are you going to help people be successful? And all that time you put into that thinking and creating that team, that org for yourself, is going to make a tremendous difference for hiring. And so I think there's a lot of challenges, but the key message is all those things are in your control, and it's on you to do it. So you have the power, go forth and hire.
I would love for people more to hire for potential, right? And so I think maybe if you look at that candidate and they didn't hit all the boxes, but they hit most of them, hire for potential. Because if I think about myself and I think about anybody I've worked with, they were never qualified for the job entirely, right? And so I think the more that we're open to, how did we learn? How did we grow? Why are we putting these other strict rules and, complete, requirements checklist on people when we know that didn't happen to ourselves? So I think the more that we could be honest about that and hire in a different way, that is what I'm excited about. So I try and make sure I question myself, all the time. I question the people that I work with, like, are you doing, what you think you should be doing, and get past yourself of like, hey, we need to hire in a different way. And you actually will have people, when you hire based on potential and you hire based on wanting to invest in people, guess what? People stay. And they feel invested in, and that's why I stay at a company for as long as I have on LinkedIn, because they invest in me and I'm continually growing and want to stay here, and I want to help other people grow. And then you have that pay it forward mentality, and just becomes this great, just attitude all around, from the employees to the employer. And that's the type of company I want to work for. And those are the type of people I want to work with. So I think if we can just look at the world a little bit differently and hire for potential, that is key.
I'll go back to where I started with. It is hard right now, and we will never know less than we know today about how to navigate hybrid work, or whether we're going fully remote, or if folks are trying full in office. This is all one big experiment to some extent. And so that means that we all need to be iterating and trying and sharing with each other, because we only have the experiences that, surround us. To the extent that we can all exchange ideas and figure out what works best, I am just a perpetual optimist. And so I have to believe that the world of work will be better and stronger after this. But the path will be rocky and not linear. And so perhaps my best advice is try things, share them, and seek out other people's perspectives. And let's all build this new world together.